Hello to lovely YouTube. Hope you're all okay out there. I'm having a little look at Kairos today. Kairos. This is the card that reminds us about the timing, perfect timing of things. This is the card that was hidden in the box because it was one of the first ones that I looked at before I started doing them alphabetically. And then synchronistically, I just happened to open the box and be tidying, and I realised that I'd left 3 cards in the box, but it came out just in time to be in the right alphabetical order. And I love that. It's perfect synchronicity, isn't it? And forgive the noise outside here. I live in a really busy built up area and there's banging this morning. Banging. Kairos, mythic time, synchronicity. And this is another reason why I absolutely love this card, because synchronicity is my favourite subject. The way things line up, don't they? Things line up for us every day. Millions of things line up. The banging outside has lined up. The people that have had to get to work on time for one person to be there with his thing that needs banging, and the other person that's turned up in order to do the banging for him, right? That's synchronicity. Synchronicity of the rubbish men all turning up. Synchronicity of you travelling somewhere and finding yourself stuck behind a rubbish truck, only to then discover that it's held you up enough that when you arrive at the place, your destination, the other person is just coming back, and if you'd been 5 or 10 minutes earlier, you'd have missed them. Okay, that's sort of synchronicity. Synchronicity of the universe. I've been reminded this week that to see everything that happens, no matter how bad or unwanted it seems when it first happens to you, try and see it as something good, but it's part of the unseen and the unknown. Okay, so you can't know what the good thing is that's happening on the outside, because of that apparently bad thing that's happening to you. We have all had the experience of timelessness, have we? Have you had the experience of timelessness? Of life beyond the ticking of the clock? I have had the experience of time slowing down a couple of times, actually. Once when I was in Morocco and my fellow traveller had her bag taken off her with a knife by some young guys on mopeds, and they come screeching up, drove up onto the pavement, drove among us, grabbed her bag. It was done in seconds, it was. But time slowed down enough that I reached over to my other friend, grabbed her handbag off her shoulder, took it in my hands, and she let me do it. She wasn't even thinking about needing to hang on to a handbag, and took a step back. So my handbag and her handbag were safely out of the way, while this moped just drove off with her other fellow traveller's handbag and stuff in it. And time slowed down, and it's a very surreal experience. So I think something happens with the chemistry of our brains that allows us to sort of heighten the information that's coming through our eyes, that we can see it in minuscule detail. It feels like time slowed down because we're seeing so much stuff. I can't explain it. I don't really know. It's a mystery, isn't it? It may be felt as time standing still, slow motion, or losing track of time on a walk or in lovely conversation. Yeah, also like when you're driving and you lose track of time and you think, oh, I've just done 10 miles. How did I get here? You know that feeling? This is known as mythic time, and it is the territory of Kairos. This card suggests there is a secondary time continuum that goes beyond any earthly clocks and schedules. Within this non-linear realm, we access divine timing. A single moment ripens with auspiciousness, and our actions change the trajectory of our whole life. Time becomes a living thing that watches over us and tells us precisely when to speak or act. When this card appears, it is all about patience and precision. No clock can guide you. Wait for the rush of inner knowing, and not a moment longer. When this card shows up, it means alignment, easy indecisions, and action. The word evil comes from the root unripe. Consider that everything has a time of ripeness, and when it becomes a nourishing fruit, sweet to the lips. Compare the Greek words chronos and kairos. This will guide you to understanding of logos and mythos. The word chronos, you probably recognise this as one of the root for the English words chronological and chronicle, refers to measured, ticking, quantitative time. Chronos is the forward propelling time that we measure with clocks on watches and by the evolutionary phases of the moon. Speaking of which, we're coming up to a full moon tomorrow. Kairos signifies a proper or opportune time for action. So in this sense, when chronos is quantitative, kairos has a qualitative permanent nature. Permanent mature, permanent nature. It's one of the two words that the ancient Greeks had for time. Chronos is the forward propelling motion, and the kairos is what many philosophers and mystics would refer to as deep time. Kairos time in the Bible is a time that requires a conversion from people. Kairos is extraordinary time requiring interpretation. The capacity to read the signs of the times, the kairos, and respond is an issue of faith. Chronos, from which we take our word for chronology, is sequential time. Chronos is the time of clocks and calendars. It can be quantified and measured. Chronos is linear, moving inexorably out of the determinate past toward the determined future, and has no freedom. An example of kairos is the call to act now. An appeal to some particular fast approaching moment is often a rhetor's attempt to create a perfect kairotic moment for his or her message by creating a sense of urgency. Cronus was the king of the Titans and the god of time. In particular, time, when viewed as a destructive, all-devouring force, he ruled the cosmos during the Golden Age after castrating and deposing his father, Uranus. What is a chronos moment? Kairos is an ancient Greek word meaning the right or opportune moment. Kairos, which signifies a period or season, a moment of indeterminate time in which an event of significance happens. Kairos has a qualitative, permanent nature. Kairos was the god of the fleeting moment, a favourable opportunity opposing the fate of man. A time when conditions are right for the accomplishment of a crucial action, the opportune and decisive moment. Humans, we are fascinated with this subject of time, aren't we? Because it's something we've got no control over, right? Time waits for no man and all that. Let's open some cards, shall we? Let's make some piles for time. Are the elephants what we need for time? Time, okay. So the green stone hasn't come up today. I've chosen these stones. We've got the lilac and the purple, which I associate with the psychic and the intuitive, and also the mental, the person who lives in their mental life without having the deep emotional issues that a lot of people have, are people that live in their minds. And then we've got the white stones come up today. Usually comes up for clarity and clear thinking and clear vision, and people who can see the path clearly, people who've got good timing. The person who's got the least timing and needs the most help is the person who's really living in their body, in the physical life experience, because in order to recognise the signs and the symbols that are around you, you really need to have an acute spiritual awareness. Right, now we've all got intuition, everyone's got it, but some of us develop it and use it on a daily basis. I love this little stone, look at it, it's supposed to be blue, right, but it's got more mottled grey than blue, but it matches this card. Now the tiger's eye, this is a mystery. This is the mystery of the material, the person who loves the wealth and money and uses their spiritual intuition to increase their own gain. Lovely. Okay, so I'm going to shuffle some cards, thinking about the Kairos. Now I've got a new little set of cards here. Do you want to see my little black cat tarot? Look at this. Three of Cups. Okay, so we're going to have the Three of Cups for everyone, okay, since it's on the bottom. A reminder that there's something to celebrate, and it's all about the timing. It's all about the timing. Let's see how easy they are to shuffle these little cards. This one wanted to come out as well. Okay. And I have shuffled these quite a few times, these cards, because they're new. They're all going to be in order. The timing of the black cat. Now here's another thing about timing, okay, is that you can work with the universe to know when the time is right to do something, right? You can ask the universe for a sign. You can say to the universe, look at these little cats, these cat cards, they're just cards, they're just playing cards, okay? Regular playing cards that we donate their meaning. And that's what I'm about to say about you can just say to the universe, give me a sign which direction to go in. You can assign a meaning to something. So for instance, you can say, look at this, I got called away by something in the middle. Look at this little cat. Isn't that funny? Two of Spades. He's having a shower. He does not like that. Cats that don't like showers. Okay. So you can say, okay, dear universe, show me a sign that I'm going in the right direction. And you can literally say, if the steps I'm about to take are positive, show me a black cat. I guarantee you that if your steps are positive and it's what you want to do and it's for your own good and it's for your higher good and you're in the right frame of mind to receive the information, you will notice when there's a black cat. And often one will cross your path in the least likely of places. I had a black cat cross my path the other day along the seafront where there's sort of £1 million homes, busy roads and a cliff face. And this black cat just looked at me, flicked its tail and walked right across right in front of my car. Not a care in the world for the rules of the road or the fact that it might get itself run over. It just knew that I was not going to be running it over. Right? And it looked at me as it crossed the road and I was like, hello, thank you Spirit. A reminder to be spiritual as often as possible in all interactions with people, because you never know what they're going through. And I see black cat as a sign of luck, right? And a reminder that I'm on the right path, which is why I've got a little black tattoo, because whenever I used to see a black cat, I used to think, oh, I'm going to have a lucky day today. And now I've got a tattoo, I think, oh, I have a lucky day every day. And please do excuse that racket that's going on outside. Thanks for joining me on my little chat through this synchronicity question, the Kairos. Let me know if you have any signs and symbols that when they show up you think, oh yeah, that's a reminder from my spirit guide. That's a reminder that I'm going the right way, I'm on the right path. For a lot of people, that sign is the white feather, right? People see a white feather and they think, oh yeah, that's come from spirit, look, angels are around me. But they don't often give it a real meaning. Like, they don't ask the question of the universe and say, what am I meant to be doing next, you know? But it's like, you know, you ask questions of the tarot and you say, what's coming up next for me? What am I doing next? You can ask questions like that of the universe. You say to the universe, what's happening for me next? Where am I going? What am I doing? And the universe will bring you a sign. And how you interpret that sign will determine on what you do next, won't it? And sometimes, like if we're not sure about what the right thing to do is or how we feel about something, that act of making a decision based on a sign showing up will help to clarify your thoughts and feelings about it. Because, like, say for instance you're deciding you're going to move and you think, oh, I'm not sure if I should move. What should I do for the best? And you're thinking about moving and there's lots of pros and cons, and you know that that could be an expensive enterprise and it's time consuming and there's, you know, consequences that are far-reaching for your move, and you're not sure whether you should do it or not. It's a big decision. It's not like moving around the corner. This one is determined to have 2 tarot cards. When you say to the universe, right, give me a sign that I'm meant to be moving, and as you drive down the road, a U-move truck pulls out in front of you and causes a massive obstacle for you and puts a halt to your progress, and you can't go any further because this moving truck is in the way. Now the question for you then, start again. The question for you then is, what does that sign mean? Okay, so you have to be specific in your request of the universe. So you can interpret that any way you like. Now if I was held up by a move and it stalled my progress where I was trying to go, I would see that as a negative sign, although we all know that it isn't, it doesn't, because we don't know what it prevented us from getting to too soon. And I would think, yeah, that's a no to the move, right? But what you really have to examine in that circumstances is, when the universe says it's no to a move, how do you feel about that? If you feel like, oh, I'm really disappointed because I was looking forward to a move, then you know actually your path is to move, right? You have to do what feels right to you. But sometimes it takes someone saying, no, you can't do it, or yes, you can do it, for you to realise you either don't want to or you really do want to, right? Now is the time. This card is all about now is the time. And what is the time for? Making decisions one way or the other. Because if you decide then that you're not moving, that's a decision that you've made, isn't it? And you've brought that decision into your life, and then that path is closed off because you're not moving, right? Because if you're moving, that's a million decisions that you're then making. Probably not a million, but a good few thousand, right? About all the little things you've got to do. Yeah. Let's have a little look at these. I like these little Italian cards. We're just going to open up one of all the cards today. We might even put an angel card on these readings, because synchronicity is a beautiful subject. And we're going to see if we can come up with a sign for you that you can use to say to the universe, hey universe, I'm just checking in with you. Thanks for being here for me. Can you just give me a sign that you've got my back? And then the universe will deliver for you. And I'd like you to let me know when the universe has delivered. Okay? Okay, so I'm going to try and keep a completely open mind about what these readings are going to show us. And the strength card also came out, and because it's got a big cat on it, I'm leaving it out as well as part of this reading. So these readings are for everyone. Okay, these cards here. The card that says you've got something to celebrate if you can avoid the negativity and maintain your inner strength. Okay, let's see what comes out for synchronicity for the white stone. Listening, yeah, listening to your angels, knowing that they are there and speaking with you, and paying attention to what they say. And nature is the perfect, absolutely perfect environment to pick up synchronicities. And this shadow looks like the white feather, doesn't it, that I was talking about? But it's also got a white rabbit in there, and it's got the eagle. I think that is the feather from the eagle, and it's got a fox and wisdom and a leaf and lights and all sorts of things that you find in nature that come your way when you're asking for a sign. Wow. Oh look, and then we've got the little 2 of clubs as well. So we've got the 2 of spades and the 2 of clubs. So we've got someone who is fully committed to their spiritual journey. Fully committed. Oh my goodness. Could you be any more committed than this? You've got 3 2s. You've got the 2 of cups, the 2 of spades, and the 2 of clubs. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? So this is equal to the 2 of hearts on here. And if the diamond one come up as well, you'd have the 2 of pentacles, you'd have the full set. Wow, so you are fully committed to your spiritual journey and looking for signs. That's really good. Swan, Grace. You who glides across the waters of my soul, bring me your wisdom and light. Help me transform into elegance and grace. Inspire me with dignity and the spirit of beauty. Well, we've got this again with the white feathers in the lilac spiritual waters with the white stone. Even your little cat there is wearing a white dress. It's fascinating, isn't it, how these colours match? I love this. You've got the Ten of Pentacles, which is abundance financially. Okay, so thinking about synchronicity, we've got the Nine of Pentacles, being really happy with the amount of money that you've got flowing in. We've also got the Knight of Cups, okay, an emotional male, and here we have the Two of Wands. Here it is again, another two. How many twos can we have in one reading, do you think? Isn't that funny? Look at that. Because the Two of Wands is the person that's sitting on the inside looking out, feeling as though they're not part of what's going on the outside, and they want to be in a two. They'd like to be in a relationship, but they can't see where it's coming from. The Empress. This is a beautiful card, the Empress. It just wants to remind you that you are capable of having any sort of relationship that you want. You really are. Look at this. Look at this. A woman being carried. She's sitting on the lap of a man. Looks like in a pub and having some fun. Having some fun. Well, you can never have too much fun, can you? Is that possible? Oh, look at this. And we have another 10. We have the abundance again. You've got a lot of abundance beyond illusion. This is who you are. You are not fooled by the material aspects of life to know that there is more going on than we can see. You are capable of seeing beyond the illusion of this reality that we're living in. That's great, isn't it? And there's another 5. Another 5. We've got a pair of 5s actually. 2 5s. Now, the 5s sometimes come up for sorrow, where there's been sorrow and arguing, right, between people, and a lot of arguing, and a lot of sorrow, and a lot of feeling low about it, really, because it's affected your relationships. There has been some relationships which the other people haven't been able to see beyond what's in front of them, haven't been able to see past the end of their nose. That's the phrase that I'm picking up. Other people can't see anything more than what you can see, you know? So they look at a rose and they just see a flower that someone's grown and it's nice colour. Yeah, it smells good, lovely. They can't see the beauty or the awe or the mystery of that, or the meaning symbolically of that rose, because the beauty doesn't strike them as an incredible situation that's happened around that flower to make it work, right? They can't see the beauty of the delicate petals and the feeling of the rose and what it signifies, or the beauty of the decay of it when the rose petals fall to the floor. Okay, so for you, dear lovely person who's chosen this white stone, I'm going to ask you to let me know when you see a rose, particularly a white one, because the white is more unusual, but there's so much white in your reading it's difficult to ignore. Let me know when a white rose shows up for you on your path in any shape or form. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye for now. Okay, I'm going to do this little blue and grey stone next, because it is the one that matches the Kairos card the most. The colour, the look of the card and the look of the stone matches. Self-acceptance, that's what it's time for. Dear lovely person that's chosen this gnarly stone to represent your reading, it's time for self-acceptance and to have faith. Wow, that's beautiful, isn't it? The rainbow colours on there. To have faith. To have faith that you are not alone and you haven't been abandoned. There's a picture of Jesus on the cross there. It reminds me when he said, "Why have you abandoned me?" Right? No one's abandoned you. No matter what bad things happen to you, no one's left you on your own. You are on a spiritual journey beyond the sky. Let go of the past and soar. You are guided by the winds of spirit. Your wisdom inspires the world. Okay, so you've had all these gnarly experiences, but it's taught you something. And the fact that you can just carry on inspires people who are seeing you do it. Whoa, look at that. Powerful sword, it says. And also there's this bird that's the bird of prey. It's capable of cutting through things and destroying the opposition or any threats, right? Just like the sword is. The sword is capable of cutting through obstacles. Oh, look. The Ace of Cups. Isn't that lovely? Your cup is going to be flowing over with love and gratitude and harmony. And people around you that you want to be around you. And this is what you've got to have faith. That things are improving for you. Look at that. 7 of Hearts. Yay. That's beautiful, isn't it? They're like cups, the hearts. There's more happy relationships coming your way. The Tower card. This is a complete breakdown of a situation and change. But look, there's the 2 of Cups again. We've got the commitment. So you've got a commitment, and it's the blue matches perfectly, doesn't it? I love the blue. Let's keep the blue shades over here, shall we? But you've got a commitment coming for you in the form of a new relationship. And you've had all these swords and all this pain and misery. It's enough to put anyone off. Anyone watching you would not blame you if you said, I'm not doing it again. But guess what? Here you are in a position of looking around and thinking, actually, do you know what? There's more out there for me. I don't see why I shouldn't have what I want. Right? Why shouldn't I have a pairing that matches perfectly? Why should I? Look at this 7 of Chalices, the same as the 7 of Hearts, the 7 of Cups. Yeah, you've got that twice. You don't need to be on your own unless you want to be. Okay? There are people around you. In this case, it's a little cat playing a piano. In this case, it's the little fairies and the butterfly, reminding you that change is available. There's millions of people on the planet who would love to be in a relationship with you. And if you want to find one, all you have to do, and I'm not sure what card this is, but it's a 2. It's a commitment, again, committed to. And there's a lady reading a book. Now, this could be, because I'm not sure about these cards. I'm not sure what that is. These are the romantic cards. Oh, it's the High Priestess. Oh, there you go. It's the High Priestess. Again, it means that a secret is about to be revealed. And it means a card that shows a strong feminine influence. And in a man's reading, it can represent the most important woman in his life. The card shows mystic power, psychic ability, and the unconscious mind. It relates to memory and intuition. Rely on instinct. Okay, so you've got to trust your instincts as to know who the next person is going to be for you. Oh my goodness, you're not going to believe what's come up for you. Nothingness, nothingness. Okay, so this card is very powerful in that it gives you a blank canvas for you to be able to write. You're going to be in charge of writing the narrative for your next steps, not anyone else. You're not going to let anyone else take charge of your life. And I want to say again, so it's like there's somebody who has been in control of your life previously, but not this time. This time it's you. You know what you want. Isn't that beautiful? The same blues. You know what to do to go and get it, and you're going to head off out and find it. Okay, that's what you're going to do. You're going to go and find what you want. And now is the time, and that's what Kairos is. Reminds you, time is now. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye for now. Shall we do the materially minded? Materially minded with the Kairos. Now that's an interesting combo. Shall we just have a look at the cards and see what comes up for this reading? Oh, Guardian Angel is trying to get through to you, but you're not listening. Okay, look, you're there thinking that you're all on your own. You don't know what to do. Creation. Oh, beautiful. Very powerful card. Look at this. Creation. With your mind. This is it. Living in your mind. Coyote. Revealer of truth. Don't take things too seriously. Make time to play. Great wisdom comes from laughing at your own folly. Look out for the traps and tricks of life and learn from them, and learn from other people falling into traps as well. You can see other people making the mistakes, learn from them, don't follow the crowd. Four of Cups, being emotionally balanced. Okay, that's a lovely, lovely card for somebody who's materially inclined. I'm going to put your coins over there. I'd expect a few coins to come up for you because it's the stone for this particular reading that we've donated as being someone who uses their spiritual gifts to improve their financial situation, and there's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with that. Have you ever seen a cat flying on a horse before? Well, you have now. You've got the Knight of Swords. There's a white four-legged animal. Okay, it's a white animal with 4 legs, and I'm going to take that as your sign. Okay, when you want a sign from the universe, you're going to say, bring me a sign, dear universe, and the universe is going to bring you an animal with a white animal with 4 legs. Let me know when your white animal shows up. Look at this. There's a laughing cat, the Ace of Spades. And you've got the 5 of Cups. There's been an element of sorrow and loss. But the Magician says you've got all the resources you need to recover from this. This pack wanted both those cards to come out. So it says, yeah, there's sorrow. There's been sorrow, but also there's the ability to heal and move forward. You've got all the resources you need for your next steps of bringing money to you, and you've also got the 2 of Cups, which is commitment to a relationship, which is lovely. The Ace of Wands, you've got 2 aces. Now this is great for somebody who likes to create their own stuff because it puts you in power of what you're doing. The 8 of Swords is not so good in that it leads you blind in some ways to your own the negativity that you're thinking and believing that's coming out of you. That's all it is. It's just coming out of you. So if you look in a mirror and think negatively about yourself, those words and thoughts just bounce back and hurt you. They don't hurt anyone else. They don't make any progress for you. They just hurt and harm you. So if you wouldn't mind, if you could stop doing that, that would be great. And bring love to yourself. The sort of love that you'd give to someone else, can you bring it to yourself, please? Thank you. Look at this. Now this person, I've seen this card before in another reading. It comes up for someone who loves status and money, and their self-worth and self-importance is based on their money. Okay? And in order to balance that out, there needs to be a growing of emotions to bring feeling back into this world and to appreciate ordinariness. Okay, you don't necessarily have to have a velvet cloak to recognise the beauty of the flowers above you or the feeling of the grass beneath your feet. A reminder that nature exists as a way to ground us and help us to move forward on our path in the material world. But for this reading, because this person is so wrapped up in the material world, it can be hard to adjust, to adapt, to recognising the importance of ordinariness and the importance of recognising the value of the everyday. Because when you can appreciate the everyday and things that are going on around you, it makes you happier as a person. Yeah, it's lovely to create things. Yeah, it's lovely to have power. Yeah, it's lovely to be the person that makes the decisions. That's great. But also, there's a part of your world that feels like it's missing to you because you've missed out on this appreciation of beauty. But it doesn't mean that you can't get that for yourself. And yes, you do deserve it. And your self-worth isn't wrapped up in your bank balance. Remind yourself of that, okay? That's not who you are. It's what you've achieved. But does it make you feel better about yourself? If it does, great. But if it has still left a black hole, it's because the work to be done is how you feel about yourself and knowing that you are worthy. Okay? Because not everyone has any value at all for the price of your bank balance, the amount of you've got money in the bank. Other people don't see that as value. They say, yeah, great, practical, baseline. So they're never happy. So you've been with someone who's never been satisfied with what you've been able to give, and for you that was enough. Wasn't that enough? For some people it isn't enough, and for some people no matter what you do it will never be enough. It's great to provide financially. It's fantastic to have money in the bank, as long as you're bringing along your self-awareness of how you're feeling with it. Okay, don't leave yourself behind because other people are doing their self-development and learning to grow and behaving differently and changing, and you're not focusing on that because you're focusing on your bank balance. Take care. Bye for now. It's a lovely little impatient rock, the red one. I always associate the red with impatience. Oh, transformation. Wow, that's a very powerful card to have turned over at the beginning. And forgiveness. Forgiveness for the pain and the things that have caused you anger. Communication is the answer. Okay, communication with the spirit is the answer for you. Oh, look at this. 2, the High Priestess of Cats. That's a very powerful psychic card. So for you, the transformation is going to come about by letting go of the anger and the feelings, letting go of that and working towards spiritual connection. Okay, that you can be very good at. You've also got, for a cat reading, the lion, the higher calling. You have within you all the courage you need. Let go of the past and reclaim your majesty. You will find success and contentment with those by your side. Make noble choices for your life and your tribe. Okay, so here's you protecting the tribe behind you. Page of Swords, series again. So you've got this ability to be the protector. That's your role. The role of protector. Here is again. The reason why you're protecting is because you feel so much love of the people that you're surrounded by. 7 of Swords. Feeling like you're doing it all on your own. There's a death of that. You're no longer going to be feeling like you're doing it all on your own. Here is again. Knight of Swords. Look at this. And the 5 of Swords. There's the sadness and the worry and the stress of it all, and feeling like you are literally carrying it yourself. 5 of Pentacles. But you're not, because look at this. You're not on your own. This is the Wheel of Fortune that's going to change for you, that's going to bring another person into your life, and you're going to be really happy. Isn't that lovely? And you're going to do that by letting go of the hurt and the emotional anger that makes you feel impatient for change, but you've got to change before you do that. So you've got to let that go. You've got to be in touch with your higher intuition, your higher self, to know how to let go, to know how to get rid of that from the past, so that you can move forward and to be the protector for someone that you really care for. Okay, so what is the symbol of the protector? What's the most protective? Let's say it's the wolf. The wolf is very protective of its tribe members, isn't it? So let me know, dear person watching this, next time a wolf shows up for you anywhere, shape or form, film, video, picture, on your path, words. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye for now. Okay, dear lovely spiritually inclined stone. Let's see what cards you've got, shall we? New beginnings, and the time is now, because it's come up with the Kairos card, the Keeper of Wisdom. Okay, you're the smart one. The Peacock, vibrancy. You were born to shine and inspire. Practice the humility to avoid jealousy. Be grateful for life, and more good things will come. Be true to yourself and recognise your brilliance. Okay, so that's your sign, dear lovely person. If you see a peacock, let me know. Or the 9 of Cups, that you have an abundance of love, an abundance of everything you could possibly want. This is the wish card. Honestly, when you see that, you think, well, you're going to literally choose whatever you want. And then the 3 of Hearts. Perfect. Something to celebrate, something to be really, really happy about. Even though those cats don't look particularly happy, that is the happy card. And the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, change is happening for you now. Are you ready? Are you ready? The moon comes up often when someone can use some counselling to be able to cope with this. You're going to have a lot of change, and change, transformation, the Devil card, that's the commitment, takes a lot of adapting to. And some people find it easier to adapt than others. Page of Cups, news of change, and the Sun. It's all positive. That's what you have to remind yourself when all these changes come about. So you've got the Sun and the Moon. Wow, what a powerful reading. But they're not surprising because it is the spiritual one, isn't it? Look at this. Isn't that a beautiful dress? Lady in the dress. That's the Empress card as well. Very powerful symbol of fertility and all things that are ready to come into fruition, you know. Look at this, projection. So with the Moon card and the projection, you just have to be wary that you're not projecting onto other people and that they're not projecting onto you. You've got another 2 here for another commitment. And the High Priest. Oh, that's perfect, isn't it? The High Priestess and the High Priest. And the Empress and the High Priest, sorry. So that's like a perfect union that's going to lead to happiness and change everywhere. And the time is now for you, Kairos. That's it. We're up. Are you ready? Are you ready? Thanks for watching. Bye for now.